Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle, for those of you who are new. Today is such an exciting video. I'm so excited to be recording this. I still can't believe I'm recording this, but yeah. Today's video is going to be how I found out I was pregnant. I really love the story. It means so much to me, so I thought it would be nice to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoy it. So obviously I am pregnant. Right now when I'm recording this, I'm actually 4.5 months pregnant already. So we decided to hold off on telling people until I was almost 5 months pregnant, just because it's like a personal thing. We just wanted to keep it kind of for ourselves, to ourselves, and with close friends and family before we shared it with everybody else. I'm gonna try to talk through this like really quickly because I don't want to ramble on and make this video super long, which probably still will be super long. Tristan and I had decided that we wanted to start our family pretty much end of last year, I would say. So I went off the pill in October of 2022, and I thought, oh well, you know, probably would get pregnant like right away, like literally that month or something. I didn't think that it would take a long time for my body to regulate back into like my natural cycle, which it did. Because I do think it is possible for some women, once you get off the pill, you can get pregnant right away. Like, you can, it's possible. But for me, and I think for a lot of women, it does take a little bit of time at least to regulate, to get you back on your regular cycle. If you were regular before, I was super regular, like on the dot regular my whole life. So I've never missed a period or like anything like that. So we tried in like November and December and January, but I have to say that so for those of you who don't know, I think there's like 6 or 7 days in a month that a woman can actually get pregnant. Like, I didn't know that until I started looking into like getting pregnant and stuff. And every time that window came by, Tristan and I were never together. Like, he was traveling for football, or I was traveling, I wasn't home, so we were just never together. But we're like, oh, what the heck, just like, let's try anyways. Even though it's not in that window, it's still possible, which it is still possible, especially like because I track on an app, so I know when I ovulate. And it is possible for that app to be wrong sometimes. So yeah, it is possible to get pregnant when you're not in that window that your app says you are. So at that time I wasn't really like strictly checking if I was ovulating or not with like tests or like temperature or anything like that. I was just using the app based on my previous periods. But I don't think at that time it was even accurate, because as I said, I hadn't regulated yet. It was highly unlikely that we were gonna get pregnant, but we tried anyways, and I did not get pregnant. So then after that, we decided to take a break because we had other things in our life that were not like heading the way that we expected them to at that time. And so we were like, okay, let's just take a pause on it for like 6 months or something. And so we stopped trying. And I will say that it did take me 2 months for my body to regulate, for me to finally get my real period back, and then for it to be kind of normal. 2.5 months for me to really, so by that time we had really already stopped trying. This summer we said, okay, maybe we'll start trying again, and that was in July, and I was going back to the US for 2.5 months. And so right before I left, we said we were thinking we wanted to have a summer baby, just because I wanted to be able to have my whole family here and Tristan's whole family here, and all my siblings are still in school. So I thought if we had a summer baby, it would be a lot easier for everyone to be able to come here and be here when I had the baby. So I mean, it's not like I wasn't like I must have a summer baby, but I just thought it would be nice. And so we wanted to try to time as best as we could. You can't really control these things, right? But we wanted to try as best as we could to do that. And that would mean conceiving in like August, September, like late August or September. And so I was like, that's perfect, because I'm going back to the US in July for like a couple months. By the time I get back, we can then try and then have a summer baby if it works, you know? And so right before I left in July, I was like, well, you know, I think we saw each other very briefly in July because he was traveling a lot at that time, and I was also not in Bangkok quite a bit. We were in that window for the first time like ever, really. according to my app. And I was like, you know what, we might as well try, because we never know how long it's really gonna take once I have my cycles have regulated. We don't know then will it take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months after that to get pregnant. So I was like, we might as well just try, even though we want a summer baby, like it's close enough. And you know, we don't, it probably, and honestly in my head I thought it's not gonna happen on the first try, like there's no way. And it did. And then I went back to the US. I went back to the US because my dad was having a major operation, and I won't say exactly like what it was just because I want to like keep that a little bit private, but he was having a major surgery. And so I went back to be with him for that and be with my whole family for that. And so I was in the US, and okay, flash back to 2022 when I told you guys we were trying in November, December. I was also in the US, and I had bought these boxes on Etsy that says like, you're gonna be grandparents, and it had 2 little like cute boots in it. And then I had another box for my siblings that said like, you're gonna be aunts and uncles, and it had like little boots in it of like a baby boots. And so I bought that, and I kept that in the US because, and it said baby coming in 2023, because I thought, okay, like even though I'm not pregnant now, when I go home I could get pregnant and then the baby would still be coming in 2023. So then I could tell my parents to go in the closet and get the boxes that I hid, and then, you know, it's something tangible, and then they can open it and it says like, oh, you're gonna be grandparents. Like, that's so cool. I left the boxes there. So when I went back in July, I still had the boxes, and we were traveling to Cleveland as a family for where my dad was gonna have his like operation done. And I remember I was packing for that trip, and last minute, right before I got in the car to go to the airport, I was like, should I bring this? I was like, I could be pregnant, right? Like technically I could be pregnant, but like probably like not unlikely, right? I was like, should I bring these boxes? Like, I know they say 2023, but I could just scratch that off and write 2024. Should I bring it? I was like, nah, I'm probably not pregnant. Don't jinx it, but come on, like, you're probably not pregnant. So I didn't bring the boxes. And also, right before we went, I was supposed to get my period on the week that my dad was supposed to have his operation. And I remember I didn't have any like tampons, and I was thinking, should I get pregnancy tests? Like, I had no signs whatsoever that I was pregnant. I just knew that there was a chance that I could be. And I was like, Belle, you've tested so many times in the past where it was literally so highly unlikely that you were pregnant, and you bought all these pregnancy tests and you tested and you weren't pregnant. So every time you buy pregnancy tests, you're not pregnant. So I was like, let's just not, like, I don't want to like disappoint myself again, and I don't want to waste money, and so like it's so far off, so nah, I won't buy them. So I just bought tampons, and then I went to Cleveland with my whole family. The few days before I found out I was pregnant, I was having really bad insomnia, but I put that on like the jet lag and also the stress around my dad having his operation. And so I just said, okay, that's probably normal. It's probably coming with the stress. Like, we've never been in this kind of situation before, so stress levels I've never had these kind of stress levels before. And then I started to have lower back pain and also cramping that were exactly identical to pre-period pain. So I was like, oh, I remember being disappointed. I was like, I told Tristan, I was like, oh, I have cramps, I have back pain, I'm gonna get my period in a couple days. Tale as old as time. The day before I found out I was pregnant, we were like in the hotel room all together as a family, and Tristan had sent like my dad a message saying, you know, good luck with your operation and stuff, and you know, just talking in general about like me and Belle like are thinking about like having kids soon. And because he had no idea that I was pregnant, and I didn't either, but he said to my dad like, yeah, we're thinking about seriously having kids soon. And then my dad mentioned that, and then I don't know, things were said, and then people all like, my whole family got like really excited. They're like, are you pregnant? And I'm like, no. Like, why do you guys think that I'm like, that was not at all what Tristan said. He said we're considering having kids soon. Like, it wasn't like we're pregnant, you know? So, but then it turned into this conversation as like my sister asked me directly, she's like, are you pregnant? And I was like, no, I'm not pregnant. They're like, that's not what the message said at all, you guys. Like, reread it. Like, I don't know why we're having this conversation. It's so weird. But I was pregnant, like, and I didn't know. And it was so weird because like we never had these kind of conversations, and it just happened to happen when I actually was pregnant. So I don't know, it's just kind of funny to think back on. We went to CVS and I was just like, everyone like thinks I'm pregnant, or everyone, you know, wants to think I'm pregnant, so might as well get a pregnancy test and like prove them all wrong that like I'm not pregnant. So I bought a pregnancy test like in front of my whole family. But I'm like, I told them, okay, you guys all think I'm pregnant, I'll take a pregnancy test for you to show you I'm not pregnant. So I bought it, and then the next day in the morning, and nobody thought anything of it, like everyone just thought, okay, she's just, you know, she's just gonna take a test to just prove to us all that she's not pregnant. So then the next morning at 4 a.m. I woke up. I think I was super excited and like jazzed up to finally be taking the pregnancy test that I always wanted to take. And also I couldn't sleep because I had really bad insomnia. And this was the day before my dad's surgery. I woke up at 4 a.m. in Cleveland, and I took the test in the hotel bathroom, and it said pregnant. And you guys, it wasn't even like faint. The line wasn't faint. The line was like a hardcore like pregnant line. Like it was the 2 lines, you know? But I had waited actually. I think I was technically like 2 days late on my period. And I hadn't tested earlier because I was just saying in my head, like, it's gonna come, like it's gonna let you think that you're pregnant, and then you're gonna go buy a test, and then you're not gonna be pregnant, and then your period will come. Like, that's just how cruel life is, okay? And I was just telling myself that, and so I was just waiting, but then I was like, 2 days, like, wait, actually it was like 1 day that I was late, but I was like, but with time difference, it's 2 days that I'm late, right? So then I took the test and it was pregnant, and I was so shocked, but like in a happy way, but shocked, because this was the first time that we tried again after we decided that we were going to try again. And I'll be honest, you guys, it only took 1 time. I don't know, that's TMI, but it only took 1 time, because I told you we were super busy in July, and right before I left I was like, oh my god, like the window is here, like we have to try, because we don't know how long it's gonna take, you know, when I get back and stuff, so might as well just for funsies, you know. And so we did, and I'm pregnant. So let that be a warning to you all that all it takes is 1 time. And then that day, okay, me and my brother was having like, he's so weird during the summer, like he does not sleep, okay? He has such a weird sleeping schedule. So he stayed up with me all night until 6 a.m. and then we went to have breakfast together. I didn't tell him. And he was up the whole time I was taking the pregnancy test in the hotel bathroom. I was like sobbing my eyes out, crying. And I walk out of the bathroom and he's just on his phone. And I'm like, okay, cool. Teenagers, you know? And then I said, hey Reagan, let's get breakfast and like let's go to Target, because I wanted to buy, I didn't have the box because I didn't bring the box with me because I didn't think I was pregnant. So I was like, let's go to Target, and I was gonna buy something really simple, like a plain box, 2 shoes, baby shoes, and whatever. So I went with my brother to Target. I didn't know if he was gonna pick up on it or not, but I told him straight up, like, I need to buy baby stuff. He's like, why? And I was like, well, because I'm gonna have a baby at one point and I want to buy some stuff from the States to bring back, because like I feel like there's like more variety here, whatever. And so he literally didn't care. He didn't think twice about what I said. This is the boy that when I was home in 2022, I went to Target and bought pregnancy tests with him, and he didn't even realize it. He was standing right next to me, didn't even realize I bought a pregnancy test. So oblivious. Anyways, we bought like 2 little shoes. I put it in a box with my pregnancy test, came back. I went to have breakfast with my dad, just me and my dad. And then I said, Dad, I have a present for you before your surgery tomorrow. And I gave it to him, and he opened the box and he's like, really? You're pregnant? And I was like, yeah. Like, how crazy is that? And he was so happy, you guys. Like, I know he was trying really hard not to cry because we were at breakfast in the hotel restaurant, you know, so he's trying really hard not to cry, but he was so happy. Such a incredible moment that I will remember for the rest of my life, like truly so beautiful. And like just to know that I found out the day before my dad had his really big surgery is just like a blessing from the universe that I'm so grateful for, and we were so lucky to get that. I remember him telling me that that day he had to go in for a bunch of like pre-tests, and he was telling the nurse like this story, and he said like he had to stop because he was just like, tears were just like rolling down his face, like, and I was just so happy to be able to give that to my dad before he had like something like a big surgery and like something like really stressful for him. So I was so grateful to be able to give that to him. And yeah, it was just a really lovely moment that I will remember forever and be so thankful for forever. And then later on, my mom and my little brother Tyler came down for breakfast, and so then I told them that I was pregnant. My mom cried. I don't know when that video will go up, but I have a video of me telling my whole family and telling Tristan's family too. So that was cute. My mom cried, and she opened the box. I bought green shoes, not thinking that it leaned any sort of like towards any sort of gender, but my mom thought, she was like, oh, is it a boy? And I was like, I literally found out this morning, so I do not know yet if it's a girl or a boy. Yeah, she was really happy. And then I told Reagan and Casey, my other brother and little sister, at dinner that night when we went to Thai food, and I gave them the same box, and I said like, we said like, oh, Dad's like colleague gave him this box as a present, you guys should open it. And then they opened it and saw the shoes and then I gave my brother a hard time about how you literally went with me this morning and bought all this stuff, so you kind of should have known. But he was like, oh, I was so out of it this morning. I was like, yeah, I know you were. So yeah, that's how we told everybody. And then I told Tristan. I wasn't with Tristan, which was the pro and con about all this, like being in the US with my family and being able to tell everybody in person. I wasn't able to be with Tristan in Bangkok to tell him in person, which I really wanted to do. Actually, when I found out that I was pregnant, I wanted to not even tell him until I got home, which was like in a month and a half or like 2 months. And my dad's like, you can't do that. Like, how are you gonna keep that a secret for like almost 2 months? Like, there's no way. And looking back on it, there was absolutely no way I would have been able to not tell him. So I had to tell him. I told him through FaceTime. I showed him the same box, and he was as equally as shocked as me, but super happy. As I said, we just weren't expecting it to happen like right away when we like tried again after my body had regulated. So it was just really surprising, but in like the best way, you know? And so he was so happy, and he told me he just like, when he found out, he just missed me so much and just wanted to like hug me and love me, and you know, all the stuff that you know, do when you first find out that you're having your first kid together in person. And it's just like, we didn't get to have that, but that was okay. I mean, you know, I came home 2 months later and we celebrated and we were super happy, but I was really happy to tell him, and he was super helpful along the way, even though he wasn't with me. I'll be honest, like this time in my family, in our lives, me and my family, honestly has been the hardest times that we've gone through because of just everything going on with my dad. Just a major surgery that was very stressful for us. And so actually after I found out I was pregnant and I told my family that I was pregnant and everybody celebrated and everything was like super happy, we kind of pushed that to the side because there were other bigger immediate things going on with, you know, the surgery and stuff. And that was fine for me. Like I you know, wanted to focus on that, but it was like very high stress, high emotions, like really tough for us as a family to go through. My dad is fine now. He's doing great. So just so grateful for that. And now we get to all enjoy me going through my pregnancy and eventually meeting the little one next year. Yeah, really good stuff, and just like a blessing in really tough times, which is just shows you how really amazing life can be and how beautiful life can be. Just so grateful, so happy to be able to have had that experience and have it unfold the way that it did. And then everything worked out really well with my dad's surgery, and he's doing amazing and I'm doing really good right now, so everything worked out how it should have. So yeah. Am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a really special story to me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.